Hello and welcome to Mutiny Motorsport, Season 9 for F3 Brazil. Where are we going this weekend? So we've been to, it looks like the top 4 tracks have all been chosen. We're spinning the dial and we're off to Cascavel. We're at 750 meters here for 7 extremely fast corners, over 3.3 kilometers down in Brazil. This track's been used for a lot of things. F3 is probably the biggest thing to come to this track, and we're here to show you what the party is like. Got some good fun today. A small crowd though, so it's a tightly packed field. Most of them got stopped at customs and couldn't make their way through the border. And here's to qualifying.
Most notably, the entire John player team fails to show. Both Brachin and Itzandrupi championship contenders are out. So in first, Titar, second, Jeff, third, John, Renzo, Stupidubi, Garrett O'Brien, Dave C, Maxi, Shatter Compass, Viltec, and B Specialist. Definitely a smaller crew today. We'll be looking at Titar, Jeff, and Dave as the main championship contenders, looking to make up some ground here with a few of their closest rivals out.
Yeah, and Dave qualifying in the middle of the field there. Really tough to get a good lap. This is a bit of a roval. It's kind of like, feels like half of an oval and a tiny bit of road course.
Here the drivers are obviously warming up. It's going to be a pretty short lap, so not a lot of time for them to get the tires up to temperature, to get gridded up. We'll see them kind of coming into the front stretch here. B Specialist leading the field, waiting for the line to go. Here we are. Round 5 of Season 9, and we are green,
And off they go down the hill. It's looking like B Specialist is going to hold it into turn 1. He's going slightly on the wider side, leaving space on the inside for Viltec. Didn't need to, though, and they all seem to get through pretty cleanly. As we come up through into Magulio and then up into the S's, and B Specialist has lost it to Viltec.
Viltec takes a peek up the inside there, takes first.
Oh, and in
Car's
the
going off
background.
in the rear.
Yeah, I think that was Renzo and Stupidubi. It was hard to tell. They've definitely dropped back. One driver there just went completely sideways.
Shattered with them. Excellent move there. Kind of pulling out of the draft. A decisive move down the inside.
Yeah, you got to be on the ball as we see. Oh, that's Garrett O'Brien going sideways. And that looks like a lot of chaos actually in the back there. As people rejoining the track, I think that was one driver going sideways and everyone taking avoiding action there to get through. Oh, so a busy lap 1. That's Viltec, followed by Dave, Shattered Compass in 3rd, B Specialist in 4th, TTR up to 5th already, John in 6th, Garrett in 7th, Stupidubi in 8th, Maxi in 9th, Jeff in 10th, so hasn't made up the places that TTR managed to. I think he got held up in a bit of that chaos. And then Renzo at the back, who's already, I believe, into the pits. We can see him driving into the pits.
Just frustrating to have that kind of luck on the first lap, just trying to keep your nose clean, trying to make your way through the field, and definitely looked like a lot of argy-bargy there in the first few laps. As Titar's making a move on B Specialist up into 4th here.
Yeah, as they come round, he leaves it for another day, but gets right in the slipstream. These last few corners are so tricky, and it's all about the exit because there's not much room to overtake. Oh, what a brave spot to do it right at one of the fastest corners on the track, and gets through up into 3rd. What an opening lap. I think that's Garrett, or is that Viltec? Viltec, we can see, just got wide. And it costs you so much time once you get on that grass. There is no grip.
A couple of drivers looked like they were going wide there. I mean, that corner, it's 3rd, 4th gear. It's not flat. You have to have a little bit of a lift, but it's really hard to judge. Yeah. Especially if you're in the dirty air behind another car. I think it's probably easy to lose it there.
Yeah, and it has been gusty today. It's not been the worst wind that we've seen all season, but the wind has picked up in moments. So it is catching some drivers out in some corners that they weren't used to. The wind direction changed from qualifying. So the drivers just having to get a feel for it as we see. Lots of drivers getting sideways.
Looked like John had a armful and a half of oversteer there that he had to recover from.
There we go, on board with Jeff.
Yes, looking at Jeff's lap time up in the 59s, I mean, he's matching the leaders, so he's definitely looking to make his way through very quickly.
Here he
Up
goes.
into,
He goes down the inside of his teammate. Let through there, I think. And there he goes. He's on his way. Up into 6th. Jeff, master of the ovals, has won an Indy 500 with us, so knows what he's doing around a kind of track like this where you have to hold the high-speed corners. Is not shy to enter them at speeds. And the other person who was great at ovals is Shattered Compass, who we see up in 2nd place now, and TTR in 3rd. So maybe some of that oval experience coming out to play for these contenders.
definitely play to their strengths. You can see that Curva Cinco and Curva Seis, those kind of two quick 90-degree left-handers. Looks like every single time I think Garrett O'Brien has gone around there, he's experienced some oversteer. So not really any tools in the car, so you really only have brake bias, so it's going to be on him to kind of adapt, maybe enter a little bit slower or watch his acceleration to try to correct that.
Yeah, they have been proving tricky. And any tiny bit going wide just feels like you can't get the purchase of the tyres, they're saying. Here he goes. 5th place. He's had strong races in the last few, looking to still capitalize on that, and he has got great pace here behind B Specialist. It's just so fast. You have to take a real gamble, and no, there we go, up the inside. And can he hold it up the inside again? I think he just had to brake a little bit more. Just lost it.
Some really stout defending from B Specialist here, I would have to say.
Yeah, he's come a long way this season, B Specialist. And he is holding off Garrett O'Brien. As we see Garrett get slightly sideways there. The dirty air, the drivers have been complaining all weekend about the dirty air in this track because it's so fast. The downforce is just low enough to make it a problem.
You didn't see it on camera, but T-Tar up into 2nd past Shattered, so must have been able to get past him somewhere on track.
Yeah, rumors are that Shattered just got wide out of one of the corners, one of the fast left-hand corners, maybe turn 1 or turn 2.
Beautiful move there by Garrett.
Yeah. The map is still showing him as behind. Yeah, he still is. So he keeps making it, but it's costing him time. And here I go. It's coming down the back stretch. I think he's got it. And Jeff just behind them, looking to capitalize on any time loss these drivers had. You can see the speed Jeff was carrying in there from that helicam. There he goes. Jeff going past B Specialist, wasting no time there as they head down in towards turn 1.
And I think that just shows you the difference between a good and a great driver. It took Garrett basically 2 laps to get past B Specialist there with much more pace, whereas Jeff timed his run and got past him basically on the first corner where he could.
Yeah. B Specialist down into 6th. So we got to remember the championship for sprints. If you're in the sprint race, you get points if you're in the top 7. So B Specialist here holding on to 2 points. Viltech holding on to the last place right now with 1 point.
And we're right about halfway on time here, so looking at maybe another 7 or 8 laps for the race before the time runs out. Dave leading comfortably with 2 seconds.
Yeah, 2 seconds. That would have got time-wise up front, 58.9 to 58.7, 58.8. 58.8 Shattered Compass and TTR. Yeah, they're all kind of matched. And then 59 for Garrett, 59 for Jeff. And then Viltech, who might be catching B Specialist. These are 59.5 to 101 for B Specialist. So he's got enough time there if he keeps his pace up. And that's Jeff. Now on to the back of Garrett.
And they have the lap car of Maxey in front. And this is not an easy track to get out of the way for blue flags. And this is also the sprint where there are no blue flags, I should clarify. Yeah. So,
as we see Maxey getting right out of the way, right onto the grass, that is not the way you want to do it. And Jeff takes advantage of Garrett there as Garrett had to hesitate. And that's it, up into 4th. Unbelievable stuff there. Wide, you can see the wind in the flags there.
Looked a little surprising that I think they were both a little surprised that Maxey went off. I think Garrett, like you said, he hesitated a little bit, and Jeff needed no second invitation.
Yeah, that is all it takes. It's just one hesitation, especially onto that back straight. Oh, as we're looking at the back here, that's Viltech on B Specialist. He scored him much sooner than we think. He's up the inside. Into Magulio, into the S's, and then through Curva de Agua. He has got it. Viltech turned that 1 point into 2, and B Specialist turned those 2 points just down into 1.
Great driving there. So B Specialist still has an opportunity to hang on for some points as we see a car getting out of the way there. I believe that was Renzo.
Yeah, 10th place. Yeah, that is Renzo. In fact, both back markers are very close to each other, 10th and 11th, but they are a complete lap apart. Maxey with a 3-minute 22 behind the leaders, and Renzo with a 1-minute 30. And the lap only being 59 seconds for the top lot. So Stupid Ubi could be catching up to B Specialist in this time as we're on board with Shattered. 4 seconds behind the leaders, and on board with TTR, just 1.7, so slowly catching just a few tenths a lap here on Dave.
Garrett O'Brien not really letting Jeff get away too much there, trying to stay in his wheel tracks and follow. Back here to John and Stupid Doobie.
Yeah, reports coming over the radio that Jeff may have suffered some damage, as we see John make a great move on Stupid Doobie there. And up into 8th place. And in front of them, you can see B Specialist. That's a great move from John there.
Yeah, he's had a bit of bad luck. Last time out at Santa Cruz, suffered a really, really nasty crash in the feature, and I know he had some issues at the beginning of this race, but trying to put his head down, recover. There's still a chance for points on the table.
Yeah. And been really the sole driver for Marlboro this season. Dan Gilligan out with some technical issues, hoping he can return. But it has been John holding the flag for Marlboro team there, gaining most of the points this season. As we're down to 1.3, 1.1 seconds in front. TTR taking all the room and more, all the exit and more. Made it 0.9 of a second into the 58.6s, so 4 tenths faster than Dave that lap. As we're on board with Garrett. Still hunting down Jeff.
Their lap times are only separated by 1/1000th of a second. Two drivers could not be more evenly matched right now on track. Back up in front, TTAR pulling in, reeling in Dave. It's one thing to catch, it's another to pass, and we've seen you have to be decisive here, and their pace is similar, so let's see how TTR can size up the opportunity here.
Yeah, I think that's Dave slightly wide there up in front. That is not the place you want to do it. This is where you need all the speed to carry down that back straight. It was so long, and these cars do not have enough power. 0.2 of a second. He's holding on. Could this be his opportunity? Comes down into T1. Looks like he's trying to get some clean air around the outsides. Oh, he can't make it stick. Has to get off the throttle. Can you come back? No, gap has stabilized back to 0.3. And I think that is Maxey retired in from P11 there. He's in the pits and he's not moving.
Guitar taking a little bit of a look there. Dave, I think, went a little bit defensive and then took back over the racing line. So, got to focus on your exit out of Curva 6, heading down to Curva 7. This long straight, and then manage your speed through this final corner. Watch out for the understeer from the car in front. Try to set up for a pass going all the way through turn 1 into Magullo.
Oh, it's TTR. TTR goes extremely wide there.
Commentator's curse.
Yeah, commentator's curse.
I was just talking about it.
And lap 15. This is probably going to be the final lap for these guys. Time looks like it's running out.
Impressive for him to keep it together, though. I mean, that's a super high-speed part of the track and going across the grass, and Shattered not too far behind, so if he wasn't able to clean that up, he would have likely been dropping into third.
Yeah, I think Shattered making a similar mistake to lose that position and has been relatively on the same pace as them. Only lost a second since we last were on board with Shattered. And here we are with Garrett, just sliding the car. There was no rear grip there as he was going through that curve. Just following Jeff. Oh, Shattered using all the curb and a little bit of the AstroTurf on the side there.
Garrett just trying to tame all 200 plus horsepower of these little F3 cars going through the rear wheels there. Stayed on the back of Jeff pretty well.
He's holding on. As you can see, the car's
likely
scared.
the final lap.
Yeah.
He's got a chance.
He's got a chance. He's holding on. Lead at the front is stabilized. This is the closest battle on track. He is hounding it. Didn't sound like he lifted too much. They're within a second of each other, within half a second of each other. Could this be the opportunity? Getting understeered. Look how much he's having to just, and then oversteer on the exit. All the kind of worst kind of steers.
Looks like the car wants to do anything but actually go through the corner the way he wants it to.
Yeah, he's manhandling it. He's got to get a good run. This is the last opportunity that he'll probably have. As Dave crosses the line, TTR's in second, and I think Shattered comes across in third. Garrett O'Brien, fourth place, is just a few meters ahead and just can't make it work. Has to settle for fifth. And Viltek,
Great race there.
Sixth, yeah. And John coming around the final corner right now, we can see as the front runners collect some marbles and crosses the line to take seventh place. So those are your point scorers.
Oh, well done, Dave. Well done, Shattered. Good to see you on the podium.
Oh, thanks, man. You were gaining on me real fast.
Nice job, Dave. Good win. This is not a fun track to drive with front wing damage.
I'll second
There you
the
go.
front wing damage. You can't carry any speed through turn 1 if you have any front wing damage.
Oh, so the West boys struggling with damage there. And here we go for the results confirmed. Dave in first, TTR in second, managed to grab fastest lap, so got 8 points. Shattered in third, so that's your podium. Jeff, Garrett, Viltek, and John. And if you look at the fastest laps there was almost nothing. 3 tenths between the top 7 in their fastest lap, maybe 4 tenths. That is nothing. These guys are on pace. And even then back, you got to look. 8th for Stuba Doobie and B Specialist 9th. Time's so close. A second or two for the whole field for fastest laps. What a race we have for you there. I'm so excited to have you back for the feature race, which you should find just in our playlist here. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We will see you again very soon.